All right, let's dive into one of the wildest, most fascinating, and frankly, most broken economic systems in all of science fiction, the Liffy. This is the universal currency from the Manvantar Maaya universe. And believe me, it is nothing like a coin or a credit. We're gonna start with a question, just to get your head wrapped around this. Now really, just picture it for a second. Every single dollar, every pound, every euro was just a leaf. A leaf that you could go out and pick. Your entire personal wealth, your country's GDP, all of it coming from just one kind of plant.
And boom, there it is. There's the catch. All of a sudden, your destiny, your entire civilization's future, isn't about how hard you work or how smart you are. It's just luck, pure geographic luck of the draw. And that is the brilliant, terrible conflict at the very heart of the Liffy.
Okay, so let's break down what we're actually talking about here. How in the world does a simple leaf become the economic bedrock for a 91-planet galactic alliance?
So the Liffy is the official currency for this big group called the Inter-Galactic Treaty Organization, or the IGTO. And it's not some number on a screen or a piece of metal. It's a real, physical, biological thing. You can hold your money in your hand, and it comes right off the branch of a very, very rare tree.
You know what's so wild is the thinking behind all this? The IGTO, they wanted to tie their economy to something real, to the health and vitality of a planet. So a world that was overflowing with leafies was, in theory, a world that was absolutely thriving. The leaves were supposed to be like a receipt, you know? Proof that your world was doing well. But that idea, oh, it goes so much deeper. The folks who came up with the Liffy, they had this beautiful, almost utopian dream of what money should be. This right here, this quote is the key to everything. The founders of the IGTO looked out at the massive, cold, empty darkness of space, and they decided that life itself, and specifically plant life, was the rarest, most precious treasure of all. So why would you base your money on some dead, shiny metal when you could base it on the most valuable thing in the cosmos? This is exactly what they were going for. They didn't just want a new type of coin. They wanted to completely change the idea of money. Every single Liffy leaf was meant to be a tiny, physical symbol of how incredibly valuable life is in an otherwise empty universe. Such a noble idea, right? Well, This is where that beautiful utopian dream comes crashing down into a very, very harsh reality. Because of one simple, tiny rule about how you grow these trees, this beautiful philosophy accidentally created a system of permanent, galactic-scale inequality. And here's that crucial rule. You can't just plant these trees wherever you want. They only grow on moons, period. So if your planet happens to have a moon, or a few moons, congratulations. You can literally grow money out of the ground. And if you don't, you are locked out of the entire galactic economy from the day you're born.
And just like that, this one rule creates a galactic class system. On one side, you've got a place like Aquastation. It has 3 moons, which makes it absurdly wealthy, one of the elite powers in the IGTO. And on the other side, you have Narkos, the dark planet. No moons, no Liffies, no hope. Its people are born into crushing poverty, basically cursed by their own planet's geology.
And of course, when you have that kind of wealth, you're not just buying fancy spaceships. In this universe, that kind of money buys you armies, political control, and the absolute power to decide who gets to live and who has to die.
And nobody, and I mean nobody, embodies this power more than King Shalimaan of Aquastation. Thanks to those 3 moons, he controls a fortune so vast it's hard to even imagine, making him the most powerful single person in the entire galaxy. But it's what he does with all that wealth that is just so terrifying.
So first, there's the face he shows the public. The king spends a mind-boggling 1 billion Liffies every single year on so-called charity and relief work. It's an amazing PR campaign that keeps all the poor, Liffy-hungry worlds on his side and makes him look like this incredibly generous saint. But behind the curtain, that same Liffy fortune is funding something much, much darker. While he's out there publicly handing out aid, he's secretly pouring millions of Liffies into something called Project Ragnarok, a weapon of mass destruction designed to literally destroy entire planets. That's the real power of the Liffy, a public smile and a secret knife in the back.
You see, a system this extreme, it forces you to decide what you truly value. The Liffy basically becomes this giant mirror, and it reflects the deepest beliefs of anyone who uses it, and that creates this massive split in how people see the world.
So on one side of that divide, you've got guys like Magnus Ruby.
He's completely rejected his family's old traditions for pure, uncut materialism. To him, Liffys are everything. They're not just money, they're freedom, they're power, they build legacies. In his mind, they are the one true God.
And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum is the spiritual leader Chaitanya the monk. His philosophy is so simple, but so profound. True wealth isn't a leaf that can just wither and die. It's wisdom, it's knowledge, it's inner peace.
And then you have Dashman Ruby, who finds value in a third, totally different place. It's not about money, and it's not even just about abstract knowledge. It's about people. It's about community, connection, and happiness. For him, the well-being of his people, seeing them smile, that is the only currency that actually matters.
So, if you want to boil this entire insane system down to a single idea, the source material gives us the perfect analogy. Just imagine an economy built around a flower that only grows on the very highest mountain peaks. The people lucky enough to be born on those peaks get rich just for being there, while everybody born down in the valleys is doomed to be poor, no matter how hard they work. That's the Liffy system in a nutshell.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really chilling question to think about. Remember, the whole point of the Liffy was that life is the most valuable thing in the universe. But when you build a system like that, the poor aren't just lacking money. They're defined by the very currency itself as lacking life, lacking worth. So what's the true cost of being poor? It's not just that you're broke. It's that your entire society is telling you that you are fundamentally worthless.